My name is Ralph Pointer. I'm the president of J&R Farming Incorporated, and we're located in Franklin County. That's upstate New York, north of Lake Placid, north of Saranac Lake, about 4 miles from the border as the crow flies. And some of the fields that we operate are even closer to the border. That is the St. Lawrence Seaway in Canada.
Very good. So as a business owner, and I know you have many years of experience, and a Bed-Stuy resident, what do you believe would help improve the fresh food landscape of Bed-Stuy given its current political leadership and culture?
Well, when you ask the question of current political leadership and culture, that brings in the question of will, political will. I don't know what they're going to do, but I know that I'm ready to bring down fresh, natural produce from the North Country into the inner city.
Very good. So, you have a comment?
No, I said broccoli.
Oh, yes. So, who do you believe are, knowing the Bed-Stuy climate, because I'm tapping on your farming expertise now and your Bed-Stuy expertise, who do you believe are two important Bed-Stuy people that we would need to talk to in order for this food research team to move our food systems work forward?
I think what we have to do is carry our message to the people and then have the people force the political will, force the politicians to make moves necessary to bring food. I've been involved in the education struggle in New York City since 1962. We lost because there was no political will to educate our children. Even though we both had success on individual levels and group levels, it was not a community-wide. We lost the community control struggle, and our kids can't read, write, or count. They sent the prisons upstate to make work for the farmers that they were going to put out of business, and they did put them out of business. And this is why we have the situation that we do. And so I can't speak for others. I know what we're going to do. Excuse me, what's that say? Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it says that we've gathered a lot of information from community consumers in our research and organizations. What do you think about having a centralized wholesale food outlet or this hub in this neighborhood or in one of these neighborhoods in central Brooklyn? And do you think that having that entity could be a solution to improving the food environment in central Brooklyn and supporting local farmers?
Well, I agree with both of the Reverend Jacksons when they say that hub is essential. It is very important. And I like the idea, and I know when I take it back to the farmers in the North Country, this is going to be big. So I thank the both of you for coming up with this and making this effort to have a hub. I can't think of anything better for our community than having a place where people could come and buy, and we could spread this like an octopus throughout our communities.
With refrigeration and storage.
Exactly.
So as a farmer, it would be something that would be useful to your farmer cooperative and the coordination of reaching as many people in one stroke in this community as possible.
No two ways about it, because one of the things I was discussing with Betty this morning was we pick up our produce, and I ask all of the farmers and myself, we take it at the last minute, Friday night, and as late as 10 o'clock, we're picking and packaging to bring it down for the next morning. If we had a refrigerated spot for storage, that would improve. I can't tell you how important that would be for people, not only for Saturday morning, but for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the rest of the week. Thank you for that suggestion.
So what do you think the biggest challenge is in Central Brooklyn neighborhoods that would support local farmers and improve, what What is the biggest challenge to improving our food distribution?
The biggest challenge is to make people aware. I see Betty is leaning forward to...
Yes, I have both of you now.
Yeah. I think the other challenge is to have leadership with integrity. Earlier, you had asked a question, what are the two people you think would be perfect for this solution to this problem? And I want to reiterate what Mr. Pointer said. We came into this project, this community project involving fresh foods to our community through Reverend Jackson and his wife, Pastor Jackson. And I think what sets them apart in terms of the leadership in our community is that they have integrity in terms of what they are doing. We see that when it comes to the supermarkets in poor neighborhoods, we get food that's not 2 days old, not 3 days old. Sometimes it's months old. In comparison to communities in other areas, would you believe it is the same with commercial businesses? For instance, you would think a Dunkin' Donuts in Brooklyn in a poor neighborhood would have the same quality of fresh bagel than a Dunkin' Donuts in Queens in a middle-class neighborhood, but they don't. The produce that's delivered there in Queens is then not sold. It comes to our neighborhoods where we are not as economically advantaged. So everywhere you look in an economic situation that is depressed or oppressed, you find there is no integrity to the consumer. So we have started with people who not only understand integrity, they are like the Amish, they are like the Mennonites. Their belief, their value system will not allow them to compromise their economic ventures in our community. And this is where we have to go in terms of, this is what we need in terms of what is important in our area in Bed-Stuy.
Very good. I learned a lot. I didn't even know that.
It's still going on. If you get online and you look at when produce is delivered to a place like Food Town in our community, and you check when the products were delivered and how old they are, there is still a difference in this community. I remember when I was a college student in the 1960s, we were fighting that battle of having food that was inferior delivered to the supermarkets. Unfortunately, this situation has not changed.
Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different for you because you're a farmer. So,
Now, if you dare put that out there, both of you will be in trouble in the morning.
no, we have had plenty more of that out already.
Thank you. That was really good.
So do you know, or are you working with any other sort of food hubs?
No, Reverend Jackson called up, I guess he'll know the date. And when I said I couldn't do it, this was last summer, and his answer was, I didn't call you to find out what you couldn't do. I called you to find out what you could do. And that's when I felt stuck, and I says, well, give me 3 weeks, and he says, that's the day, 3 weeks. So this is,
I think I remember that conversation.